The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On July 20th through 21st, the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to Richmond, Virginia, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, an M14 team-sealed Open starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday with $10,000 in prizes paid down to 64th place, a Standard Open on Sunday with $10,000 in prizes paid down to 64th place, at least 16 people qualifying for any StarCityGames.com Invitational in 2013, live coverage all weekend long courtesy of SCG Live, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join us when the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to Richmond, and we'll see you there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Magic Show. Now, this week we're back, and it's time to talk about the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour Hall of Fame. Yes, every year we go down the well-traveled road where we debate the very best the game has to offer, who exactly gets the honor of being enshrined forever in it. Every year seems to have its obvious shoe-ins, and this year is no different. I mean, Finkel and Kai didn't get 100% of the electoral vote, which, to be clear, is an actual crime against the game, but many believe that Luis Scott Vargas could actually get there. Seriously, one of the best people on earth, let alone the game. LSV is the man, and it's not really close. The man plays and writes and makes videos and is active on Twitter and shows up into almost everything. And just here, buddy, just take the ring. Welcome home. Now, before we move on here, can we just acknowledge that LSV's 3-year median finish of the Pro Tour was 16th place? For God's sake, that's unreal. But after Luis, here comes the politics, because first, those who believe in stats. Stats is the king. Stats are number one. We are here and we exist because numbers exist, and by that rationale, let's just have our 5 slots filled up by those with the most pro points. That is Tomohiro Saito, LSV, Shota Yasuka, Martin Juza, and Tsuyoshi Ikeda. All right, job's done. All finished here. Oh, wait a second. It's not called the Hall of Stats now, is it? It's the Hall of Fame. Specifically, you're asked to vote regarding a few different areas: performance, playing ability, integrity, sportsmanship, and contributions to the game in general. So with that, let's get our politicking hats on. Now, who do the pros want? It's definitely William Huey Jensen. The guy missed by 1 vote last year, and let me tell you, we have never stopped hearing about that one. But hey, if you didn't make the Hall of Fame by a single vote, you'd be pissed too. So let's get old Huey in the Hall, shall we? Like, do you know a pro who doesn't want Huey in the Hall? Me neither. Okay, so far my ballot is LSV and Huey. So who's next? Mark Rosewater put some serious weight behind Chris Pakula last week and made everyone take notice of who is essentially one of the best guys to ever rock the Pro Tour, despite not having the best stats. I mean, matter of fact, next year the requirement to be considered for the Hall is going to be 150 points, meaning Chris has to find another 15 between now and next year, or he won't even be considered. At the end of the day, it was good guy Pakula back in the Wild West of tournament play, where stalling and cheating of all sorts ran rampant, and many players want to enshrine an old school player who will most definitely take advantage of his invites. And hey, he just top-8'd a few Legacy Opens recently, so the man can still battle. Now remember, Chris missed the first class by a mere vote, and here he is about to fall off the ballot. So I gotta vote for my boy Pakula. Also, just gonna ape the best joke about the Hall of Fame voting so far from Matt Sperling. Let's nickname Pakula the News so we can vote in Huey, Luis, and the News. Yeah! Ooh. Alright, so we got a 5-slot roster. Who else is in there? Right now we have Tomohiro Saito. Amazing player, unbelievable deck builder. I mean, he wrecked the Pro Tour Gatecrash metagame, and he didn't even play. That's just impressive, but he kind of cheated. Yeah. This is awkward. No vote for you, at least for a little while. How about Shota Yasuka? I mean, 321 pro points is a lot. Like, a hell of a lot. But what doesn't he have? Them Pro Tour top 8s. He only has one, which, to be clear, is more than 99.999% of all Magic players ever. But when it comes to the Hall of Fame, remember that it's the Pro Tour Hall of Fame, so crushing everything outside of PTs is a little bit awkward. Alright, so now we have Tsuyoshi Ikeda. I saw him in 2009 when he went to Pro Tour Austin and got 2nd place. And here we are as a man that has over 300 pro points, which is unreal for those counting at home. Now, Ikeda's problem. What have you done for me lately? Also, he has a heck of a career and not a ton of awesome finishes for such a huge career. It appears he's rocking it in Japan with a great community and supporting his local players, but on the big stage, that's where I want him, not holed up across the world. The question, would Ikeda actually use the invites he was given? I don't think you have that question with Shota or Makahito Mihara, who just top 8'd Pro Tour Dragon's Maze and is less than 20 points away from the 300 club. Man, the choices, they are so tough. Mahara, though, that guy is just ridiculous. He won worlds, he won team championships, he just crushes consistently. But let's keep going and look past the land of the rising sun for a moment. We've got Ben Stark, 4 top 8s and a win. Oh, look at all these guys who made it 4 times to the top 8. Guillaume Fatapa, Willie Edo, Mark Herberholz, for God's sake, and he won one. It's the Herberheezy. Man, these choices, so tough. All right, let's do this. My final selections. Now, as noted, it's Huey, Luis, and the news. And after that, it's Ben Stark time, baby. Oh, yeah. While he doesn't write or make videos, what he does is crush, inspire, and crush some more. Having met the man personally and seen him win Pro Tour Paris right in front of me, I assure you, he is the Stoneblade. Lastly, it's Shota Yasuka, the man, the myth, the amazing player. You don't just trip, fall, and get 300 pro points. The man has put in work, dues, and is a fierce and feared competitor on the big stage. So those are my 5 choices. Agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments or social media using the hashtag MTGHOF. Now it's time for some M14 spoilers. We'll be right back with all the newness. StarCityGames.com is proud to present our latest Gold Rush, Mythic Madness, available exclusively at the StarCityGames.com Open Series featuring the Invitational in New Jersey on July 26th through 28th. 7 copies of every Mythic Rare will be randomly distributed to players all weekend long. That's over 2,000 copies of every Mythic Rare ever printed, 7 Jace the Mind Sculptors, 7 Modern Masters Tarmogoyfs, and every other Mythic Rare ever printed. 1 envelope will be provided to all competitors of the Standard Open and the Legacy Open, plus all those who win constructed side events. All remaining envelopes will be given away to top competitors of Sunday's Legacy Open. So get ready for the Mythic Madness to hit New Jersey on July 26th through 28th, and we'll see you there. So we begin with the Jedi. Hot damn, that Fiend Slayer Paladin looks amazing. Amazing, I tell you. I can't wait to get all my midichlorians all midichlorian or whatever. I'm ready to slice and dice the Fiend Slayer at the helm, baby. This guy is sweet, and I can't wait to see how badass that foil looks. But how's about that imposing Sovereign? I know it's not the most flashy and impressive ability, but it remains a sick one. In today's tempo-oriented world, playing this Anaya Blitz ensures them that while Thragtusk is gaining them 5 life, sure, you're going to swing in for lethal next turn anyway. This is one to watch. Seriously. Speaking of ones to watch, in comes Path of Bravery. Firstly, kudos to Wansi for coming up with the phrase starting life total, because Sarah Ascendant is a card that does all sorts of silly things in Commander, because in that format, your starting life total is 40. Anyway, this card is sweet, multiple stack really nicely, and while it's a do-nothing that doesn't really affect the board right away, it does gain you life, it does interact very nicely with a creature like Frontline Medic, and it does impact the board as soon as you're over 20, and if you've noticed with cards like Centaur Healer, Restoration Angel, Thragtusk, and Trostani, this isn't exactly rocket science to pull off. So, them slivers. While yes, a race of the Predator people, I think we now have the right mixture of powerful options that a deck is just waiting to arise. I mean, you have Cavern of Souls, now you have Mutavault. Let's run down the list. Boneside, Stillform, Gale Rider, Siphon, Blur, Manawef, Megantic, and Predatory. Yep, there you go. With all these slivers' powers combined, they form one sweet standard deck. And to top it off, Gale Rider Sliver is probably the most underrated of the lot. Now make no mistake, if there is one sliver you want on turn 1, it is this one. Turn 1 Gale Rider Sliver, turn 2 Predatory Sliver, and I'll attack with my free 2/2 flyer in the air. Hell yeah! Turn 3 you give future slivers haste, and on next turn you give them double strike and attack. That's 20 damage, by the way. On turn 4 versus a goldfish. But come on! Slivers, come on. Alright, let's talk about Chandra, Pyromancer. Now, first of all, does anyone keep calling her Pyromancer? Seriously, Wizards? Pyromaster and Pyromancer in the same set? Anyway, Chandra is not bad. She's not Chandra Ablaze, and she's not Chandra Champion of Justice. She's marginally as good as Chandra Nalar. There you go. Well, cue up the marching band, because we have a Chandra who is an absolute crap. Great. So, first off, for God's sake, Wizards, I am so tired of this +1 deal 1 crap. Really, Watsy? Really? 3 Chandras have this ability. 3! Come up with something new. At least let her shock something and make it a +1 and a more expensive 5-mana version. Hell, he can just shock a creature if you're worried about it being overpowered. Anyway, the reason this card is remotely playable is that Red suddenly got card draw. Note that even if you may play it, you must also pay for it, as there ain't no free lunch on Magic cards anymore, so get out of here with your brainstorming and Embercool shenanigans. But in a mid-range Jund deck, she'll do just fine. Get a few Huntmasters out there, Olivia on D, and suddenly she's drawing a free card every turn. She even works great with X-Spells like Rakdos' Return. So, yeah, final verdict. Not terrible. So how's that hate cycle? Yes, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, and suffering leads to Witchstalker, Fiendslayer Paladin, Mindsparker, Lifebane Zombie, and Tidebinder Mage. Let's not beat around the bush here. All of these could see major play Except Tidebinder Mage. That girl is going directly into Legacy Merfolk. Do not pass go, do not collect, and so on. I would be shocked if she saw standard play, but you never know. I'm a little iffy on Mindsparker. You know what that guy needs? Guy needs haste so bad. So, the All-Stars, Fiendslayer Paladin, our Jedi, Lifebane Zombie, who exiles target Thragtusk or Restoration Angel or Angel of Serenity or Prime Speaker of Zagana or Frontline Medic or Huntmaster of the Fells or Gore Clan Rampager. The list, it is extensive and it keeps going. Lastly, that Witch Stalker. Jeez, Wizards, come on, man. You tell us the hexproof is going to be a thing, and then it becomes a thing, and then we rail on the thing, and then you know, oh, maybe Geist of St. Traff was a little pushed, and then here comes Witch Stalker. We're like, stick it in and break it off, Stalker. Ready to punish and punish. Of course, far and away is a card, one of my spoilers even, and luckily is a really sweet way to deal with this guy, but if they got two, it gets gross really fast. All right, we're almost out of time here. Academy Raider would have been a cube staple if it were one colorless and one red mana. You know, the red version of Looter Ilcore, but nope, instead it sucks. The difference one mana makes, I swear. Burning Earth is cute, just absolutely adorable. I mean, it needs entire cheeseburger memes dedicated to it, so when you drop it and your opponent puts sadness on the stack, you can have something nice to show them. You see this, kitty? You see I beat your face? Oh, yes, it did. Oh, yes, it did. Whose big bad widow hate card is that? Who's that? All right, sorry. Lastly, I gotta mention Colonian Hydra as being insane for a 5-drop. No, really. WotC was like, okay, you dug Thragtusk? You kinda like Wolfil Silverheart? Oh, alright, let's just give you the best friggin' Hydra we could think of. Because you know, who wants to make a relationship more than Lightning Mauler? In Cube, who wants to bash in through Sneak Attack more? This guy, left by himself, will destroy your opponent. Utterly destroy them. I mean, this is where you put the Ooze brothers together. You know, Scavenging Jake and Predator Elwood are on a mission from God and need the Colonians' help. Through their madcap adventures in the Red Zone, you'll be kicking more ass before you know it. So that is another edition of The Magic Show. If you'd like to see more segments, feel free to click on them here. And of course, please like this and subscribe it because it gets all my nerd sense tingling. Next week, we'll have a full 5 days of content as Brad Nelson and I discuss every single card in M14. And as always, until next time, Magic players, this is Evan Irwin. Tap in the cards so you don't have to.
Always like the fatties.